Yo, what's good, everybody? It's Malik back in the scene doing another video. My title today is if you had to change a bill, if you were in power, what bill would you change that would be most effective? Why did you decide to change and make it a new bill? And what do you think it could, in the outcome, help the country? And what do you think the kinds of bills that can help the country, and what do you think a bill that helps save the planet? So if you had to rewrite a bill, it was a brand new bill, like back in the day where they used to call it the New Deal. If you had to do a bill, what would you do? What bills would you change? What would be the most important? Like my pops used to always say, topics, and you have topics, subtopics, subtopics. What would you say that would be the most important, and which would you take to Congress, you know, to help them, to convince them to change the bill? If you had to rewrite a bill, tell me what bill you were writing and the shorts and everything. And in the comments. And hit that subscribe button. And, tell me what you think. If you had to change one thing in a bill that you thought that was important, what would you change? What would it benefit you? What would it benefit the country? What would it benefit your community first? Then what would it build for your country? Then the planet. Then you got local, national, international, globally. So if you had to change a bill, what would you say the most important bill that has to be discussed? Me personally, I would do wages. I think wages is the most important damn near out of them all, besides immigration and pregnancies and stuff like that. Like, what would you push if you were in power to change a bill and you were able to go to Congress and Congress was ever going to let you do a bill? What would you change? What would you do? What would you rewrite? Would you rewrite anything, make a new bill? Or would you add on to the old bills? Let me know in the comments. I was just thinking about it and that just came to my head and I wanted to make a video about it. I think it's important, to get to that dialect of where everybody's mind is, where everybody's thinking is. And, maybe as a community or world community, we can come up with something that can change bills and, take it to these guys over the hill and, and keep trying with it and keep making it successful.